Okay, so welcome to my channel. My name is Jay. You can just call me Jay. And something about me is that I'm an ENTP. I'm an 8-wing-7. For the topic today, I'm going to be discussing the differences and similarities between an ENTP 8-wing-7 and a 7-wing-8. And so here we go. I'd like to start off by talking about the 7-wing-8 and sort of their cognitive functions and which ones they like to use compared to the 8-wing-7. So with the 7-wing-8, I would say that the 7-wing-8 actually has they both have the same functions, of course, but the 7-wing-8 uses NE and FE more than the 8-wing-7. Well, particularly myself, more than myself, and I'll explain why. So I like to relate the Enneagram to nurture. I believe that it has a lot to do with nurture and how each type sort of interacts with their environment given, sort of certain parameters. So for example, the 7-wing-8, I would say that they're more free-spirited, they could be a little more aloof, more into their ideas, and they like to be more with the crowd. They'll tend to hype the crowd up and get them out. They're better with their FE, I would say, than an 8-wing-7, and that's because I feel like they've had more of a free-spirited household, or less restrictive than an 8-wing-7, to the point to where they can use their functions in whichever order they so choose. And so there's no restrictions on sort of like which function they can put over the other. Usually it'll be the NE that'll come out on top. That's the main function, the strongest one that we have, that will get used more in a more free environment. And TI is the second strongest, which they still use, but it's more of a free flow between them. So they have NETI, FE, and then SI, and it's just easy going. With the 8-wing-7 like myself, I would say 8 attributes more to a very restrictive environment, to where you don't get to use whichever function you choose, because you live in an environment where there are certain rules or guidelines that are stopping you. Maybe it's to where like you realize that you'll get in trouble if you do something a certain way, so you have to revert to using something that won't get you in trouble. So for me, for example, I grew up in a very assertive household, very tough love type of environment, and growing up, I knew that NE and FE really didn't get me anywhere because, well, first of all, they're extroverted, they're very inquisitive, especially NE's very inquisitive of authority, and then FE's just kind of like a salesperson, right? They're trying to sell you something, or they're trying to just collect information on how everybody's feeling or whatever, which it just doesn't go over well with somebody who's very conservative in raising a kid. They don't really want to be questioned or anything, or they don't want to be observed in that manner. And so those two extroverted functions, they're not really suited towards an environment to where you can't do as much. You learn at an early age that you can't really use them without having there be some repercussions. And so for me personally, as an 8-wing-7, I would resort more so to my TI than anything. So I'd become very analytical, more so on the logical side. I still had NE is still my stronger function, but the difference is that I have a stronger filter in which the NE would go through. So I'd say the strength of a 7-wing-8 would be that they're able to collectively gather their functions in a more fluid way, to where they can interact with people and really sell them on an idea. They can sell them on how they feel about something and really gather a crowd better. And then I would say with the 8-wing-7, they're not so good with that. I'm not really as social as a as a 7-wing 8 free bird would be. But then with that being said, the strengths of an 8-wing 7 would be that I'm more TI oriented, to where I'll filter out what I think is more logical, more analytical. I'm more hard on myself when it comes to the truth and finding out what the actual underlying reality is. And so, yeah, that has also lots to do with differences in, let's say, like relationships, who you connect with more. 7-wing 8s, think they'd be more into somebody who's just like them, to where they're free birds and don't really like to be held down. That goes into their nature, as well as like a 8-wing 7 is actually more of a challenger. And so I would say somebody for me that better suits my personality is somebody who, they like to really go at it with me. They don't mind a challenge, and they're okay with being questioned. But then again, it's a little different. I feel it's a little different. All ENTP is like challenge, I feel like, but I just think that 8-wing 7s like it more so to a point to where it can be a little more intense. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. And I'm gonna be posting more videos about these type of things later on. I'm gonna try to get some people on as well. Having people sort of fall through the cracks a little bit, so it's kind of hard to get people to come over whenever you're just starting. So yeah, this is like brand new for me. I made one other video. It was really shitty, I'm not gonna lie. I need to work on bettering my audio or whatever. If there's anything that I need to fix, and let me know. I'm okay with critique. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and if you like this, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.